Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Take. We are back after, March, April, May, June, July, 6 months. Damn, it's been 6 months already. But football season is back. Tomorrow we got the preseason game, so that means tomorrow officially football will be back. But that's neither here and there or there. What we need to do first and foremost is my brother and I were at training camp, and we were talking about the show and whatnot, and we talked about how I'm getting a lot of emails about the show and asking me questions, but you're not subscribing. I need you guys to subscribe. Hit the little subscribe button. Hit the little bell notification. You get notified every time we go do a show or go live. And also comment. Give us your comments. We'll comment back. It doesn't matter if you disagree with us, if you hate us and you want to call us names. If you think we're a bunch of idiots, go for it. I'm cool with that. We love conversation. So whether it's heated conversation or not, we're looking forward to it. But anyways, let's get back to the show.
Man, we'll shout you out in the podcast and get back to you. I just think we have 1,500 views sometimes, but we need to get those subscribers. So hit that button.
Yeah, we average like 3,000, and we want to get more, obviously, but we average about 3,000 viewers every episode. But we need more subscribers. So you're watching, you're just not subscribing. So hit the subscribe button, and then we'll go from there. But I got Sean. I got Lucha Libre Oy with the mask on as always. Myself, Ryu. Obviously, football's getting started yet. We're going to get into training camp. Like I said, myself and my brother, Sean, were there working in training camp. We were there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We saw some good things. We saw some things that kind of like we're wondering about. But Joe Oy, Lucha Libre Oy, you weren't there, obviously, but I told you all about it. Yeah. But one thing I noticed, and I told you about it, but Sean can talk about it as well. I noticed first off the bat, and it's common in preseason, it's common in training camp that the defense is ahead of the offense right now as we speak. That's what I saw. What do you think, Sean?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, the offense looked all right, but the defense was miles ahead of them, and all the scrimmages and everything. They seem just like more hyped, more pumped up. It's just I think the defense is going to have another great season, and we'll get into that in the particulars in a little bit. But yeah, I like the energy from the defense. Offense was a little bit behind, but we always see that, like you said in the beginning of the season. So it's to be expected.
Joey, you could chime in, and unfortunately you weren't there at training camp, but obviously you've been listening to a training camp on NFL Network and ESPN, so you could chime in or whatever when Sean and I were talking about something. But real quick, I'm going to go, there's a few subjects we're going to go off of rookies, we're going to go off of competition, we're going to talk about that. But one thing I wanted to speak about, is Sean and I noticed right from the get-go, is that to me and Sean, Cooper Rush is not a shoo-in for the backup spot in that QB role, because we saw Will Grier, and in my opinion, he's just doing a lot better. Now, things could change since we left. We were there for 3 days. Things could change when we left, and Cooper Rush could be doing well, and Grier could be shitting the bed, or whatever the case. But when we were there, Sean, we saw Will Grier, and he looked better than Cooper Rush. Am I right?
No, he really did. I think when we were there, when they went team, Cooper Rush threw an interception or a near interception every time we were there. Will Grier threw that dime to Vasher. Oh, it was a beautiful pass. Vasher grabbed that thing out of the air. He's more athletic by far. All the drills, all the agility drills. He's faster. He's more athletic. But like you said, Cooper Rush is experienced, and what he did for us against Minnesota last year. It's hard to forget about that. I mean, it's easy to forget about that, but you don't want to. But Will Grier, it's exciting to see that we might have some kind of quarterback controversy, and that's why I'm going to be interested in watching the preseason game.
Sean, I even know I wasn't there and everything, but Will Grier, what do you guys love about this guy so much? I mean, does he kind of remind you a little bit of Dak a little bit? Does he have a little Dak in him? Is he just one of those athletic quarterback that's it, and he's not really accurate? Like, what's good about him? What did you guys like about him?
First of all, for a quarterback, Dak is huge. we don't notice that very much, but this guy, I mean, he storms over all our backup quarterbacks, Cooper Rush, and so he made Will Grier look small compared to Dak. So there's no comparison there. And Dak's rifle, it's hard to compare any of our guys to Dak because
Yeah.
he's so good and his rifle, his arm is so strong. It's day and night. But when you compare Will Grier to Cooper Rush, you can see the difference. You can see the attitude. You can see like, I want it more type of thing. And the athleticism was there. He was rolling out. He was very active. He was quick. And even in his handoffs and they were really nice and crisp. You could tell that he has attention to detail because he's a rookie and because he's trying to win a spot. Where Cooper Rush is kind of like a little lazy and thinking that maybe I already have this.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and when I say Sean and I were there, we weren't a fan in the stands or far away. We could see this shit up and close because Sean and I worked the sidelines, so we're there all day through practice, so we could see the drills, the individual drills, the team drills, and Grier just looked like he had more zip on the ball. He was more accurate. He is athletic as well. So I think Cooper. I hope. I want Will Grier because I was never a Cooper Rush fan. I know he did what he did against Vikings last year, but like Sean said, it's hard to see that they're just going to dump this guy Cooper Rush in favor of Will Grier because of what he did for us last year, and he knows the playbook a little better. But all I'm saying is don't be surprised if Grier wins the number 2 spot. That's all I'm saying. And Vinny Beneducci, he's got to go. He's terrible, dude.
He's going to USFL.
Yeah, Ben DiNucci,
XFL.
He's not good at all. He just, he can't find anybody open, or they are open. He doesn't get him the ball on time. He just, I feel bad for the guy, but practice squad maybe, I don't know, but not even that because either Cooper Rush or Will Grier is going to go on the practice squad, one of those two. But I think Vinny Beneducci, I think he's going to go, dude. I don't think he needs to be out there anymore. You don't need to waste time on him because he just doesn't look good at all.
But it's going to be exciting to see preseason. I mean, it really is. I think this guy's I think there's going to be a controversy and they're going to be battling out there. So I'm excited. Usually you don't get excited too much to see preseason. I'm excited to see preseason because all these rookies that we have, man, they just want to ball and want to go off. We have some athletic players out there, man.
So, Sean, we know about Zeke, we know about Pollard, but did you guys have your eye on anybody catch your eye as far as like the running back corps go? Anybody impressive? Could be like maybe the third guy.
I didn't really see anybody, Ryan. Did you?
Nah, for running backs, no, there wasn't anybody impressive. Yeah, honestly, I didn't even notice the back of running backs. I didn't notice them at all. Yeah, so there's got to be a third back. So we'll see. Somebody's got to make the squad, or they'll sign somebody for agency. I don't know, but I wasn't impressed with the backups. But we'll see. So like Sean said, we're actually looking forward to watching preseason because when you're out there on the field and you see all these rookies, then you want to see them play in preseason. You want to see how well they do. So people say, preseason sucks. So not for us. I love watching it. So we'll see these guys and see what they can do. Speaking of battles, we, as of right now, we do not have a kicker. They're both not doing good at all. And I like
not either one of them.
No, what's his name with the weird last name? Hallelujah. I can't remember his last name. Hallelujah. And Garibay is a guy they're not doing good at all. I mean, Garibay's got a leg. Like he was kicking 70-yarders out there. They weren't always accurate, but he's got the leg, but he's not accurate. And then yesterday's practice, they missed a lot of field goals. So don't be surprised if they say they've got to get somebody free agency because nobody's taking that job.
Time to go get Maurer back, dude.
No, I'll take. sad to say, but I'll take versus what I've seen. I'll take Greg Zuerlein back. I know he got signed though, didn't he? He got picked up somewhere, didn't he?
Did he get picked up?
I don't know, but I would take him back because these guys were not doing good at all. So, and then, that's a huge part of the game. And we always have a shitty kicker. We haven't had a good kicker. I don't remember the last time we had a good kicker.
Man.
Well, you were catching their field goals. You were catching the balls, and then underneath the field goals, you saw straight up right there.
Yeah, I was shagging their field goals. They were kicking field goals, and I was grabbing the balls and throwing it back to them. So it wasn't. They were missing a lot of field goals when there was nobody rushing, and then when people were rushing, when defense was rushing, they were missing. So I don't think. We'll see during preseason, but I think they're gonna have to go elsewhere to find a kicker.
Sean, I know you look at the linebackers, and how How was Cox looking out there, even after coming off that injury?
Man, he's
Okay.
energetic, dude. He has a good attitude. I was right there, like literally, like I had to get out of the way because the sled was coming after me. These guys were popping the sled, lifting it up like a foot off the ground. Van Der Esch, I think this is his year, man. I think he's gonna have a better year
I know.
this
That's what I was
year
asking Ryan.
than
If he's
any
gonna be
other
back.
year. I think he's back. Now, the one that upset me, and I was talking to Ryan about this, was the favorite, Micah Parsons. He had a bad attitude. His head was hanging down. He didn't want to do any of the drills. You could tell he was just going through the motions. I was like, man, look at this. I could see his face. I could see him like shake his head or roll his eyes. And I was just like, dude, like completely different from last year. So I'm like, oh, shit, man. Is this guy like thinking maybe he's too big?
He just a gamer, just being fucking lazy out there?
I hope so. We all know he's a gamer, man. We all know he's a gamer, but I just know that was the first impression that I got of him. And I was like,
now, was that just one day? What about the 3 days you were there? Did he look different the second or third?
On Saturday, he's a lot better. He was doing drills. Saturday he looked better.
Saturday.
I can tell you one thing. When they do team, he goes off, whatever. But he does not like the drills.
Yeah. So, but Michael Parsons, but like Sean said, Van Der Esch, he's a leader. He's being a leader out there. He's dapping everybody up. He's telling everybody, doing a good job, and he's actually being a leader. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because he knows this is last year, maybe, or he needs to get an extension, whatever the case is. But I think he just knows that this is his audition for he need for another contract. So, like Sean said, it could be his year to tear it up.
Yeah, but to answer your question, Cox looked really good, really athletic. He looked thin.
Good.
He kind of looked like a hybrid, man. Kind of like a curse. He wasn't that big, but he's not that small. You know what I mean? He has a happy medium, and man, I think he's going to do good for us if he stays healthy.
Yeah, if you didn't know what position he played and you saw him out there, you'd be like, he's with the DBs, but he's not. He's a linebacker. So speaking of linebackers, Sam Williams, he's a big guy, dude. That is a big freaking linebacker, dude. He's or DN, whatever he's gonna be, but he's big, like tall, like muscles, legs,
even bigger than Parsons.
Yeah, he's bigger than Parsons.
He is.
Damn.
And he's been doing well in training camp. So that's why, like we were discussing today, I think he's gonna be the breakout rookie. As far as the defense goes, and like Sean said, Ridgeway, they're working a lot with Ridgeway. You could tell they see something in him. Big, strong, corn-fed white boy he is. Like they were working with him. They see something in him. You might not see it immediately. It might take us some time. And he's mean. He's a mean guy. Like he gets in fights and whatnot. So I think that he's going to get his chance to make a difference out there. So we'll see how that goes. But
the other guys, what about how Garamore look out there? He's looking pretty good too.
Oh, Gallimore, yeah. There was Bohanna. Was it Bohanna? He's kind of lazy too. He was kind of like,
oh, he's lazy, man. That guy just clowns around.
Yeah. But that's not to say they're not gamers. So we know Parsons is a gamer. We know it.
I really don't think anyone really technically likes training camp. You know what I mean? That's like hell week for us.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't. No, they don't like it. They don't like to be out there. No, only people that like to be out there are the rookies because they're trying to make the squad.
Right.
Other than that, the veterans they're just going through the motions and whatnot. So yeah, that was Sam Williams. He stood out to me just because how big he is, and he's really bendy. He can get around those corners. I mean, he can get around those DNs.
Right. We talked about it during the draft, dude. Like when I looked at a lot of film on him, dude, I was very impressed by him, man. That's why I can just see him stepping up big time for us because a lot of the attention is going to go to Parsons and Lawrence and all that. I could see him benefiting from that.
Well, I told you guys that's what I wanted in the draft. I told you guys I wanted Sam Williams.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be. A weapon for us. So we'll see. I've been hearing Tristan Hill's doing good at training camp, but I hear that every year. I hear it every year about Tristan Hill. Same thing. This year, I guess he's not talking much. He's not messing around. So we'll see how that goes. D-Law, we're not really concentrating on the veterans because we know they can do well. We're looking at the rookies or whatnot.
What about Curse? Our safety that was trying to get a lot of money. Well, he got his money, but how's he looking out there?
That freaking guy's huge. You don't think about it, you don't see it out there when you're watching TV. But
are we talking like a Cam?
Are
we talking like a Cam Chandler kind of?
No. He's not thick like that. He's not thick like that. He's tall. Okay. He's a tall.
Yeah, I'm talking tall and muscular. His legs are. He's a huge guy, so I could see why he plays that hybrid spot, and he's perfect in that. I'm just learning about the Dan Quinn's defense and looking into it more and more on the what they call big nickel, having 3 safeties.
So who does Quinn have out there right now when you guys saw them on first team? Like, of course, Diggs on one side, and then Brown was on the other side, of course.
Yeah,
the Browns on the other side.
Okay, and then they had Curse, and who are the 2 other safeties?
Well, they had Curse and
they had Malik
Hooker.
Hooker out there, yeah.
Malik Hooker was out there.
Is he looking good out there, Ryu?
Yeah, I think he's gonna do a lot better this year because last year was his first year back from the injury.
Yeah.
So he looks better. I think he's gonna do better this year. Year under his belt. So I think
you always liked him. He's the alpha. He's an alpha dog. Colts, man. He was he was a great player over there, man.
Yeah, let's. And then we can get it. We can circle back to the linebackers because we just had a sign the free agent today. But I want to go real quickly on the receivers. Now we know Gallup's out, and we now know James Washington got hurt. We saw some good things, really good things from Vasher.
Yeah, you were telling me about him. Yeah,
he's tall, lengthy. I think he's like 6'4", 6'5". He's catching balls out there one-handed. I mean, he's doing really well. So look for him to make the squad. And then Sean was talking about Houston, right? Sean, you're talking about Houston. That Houston's been doing okay. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I really like him. He's been catching some balls. They've been talking about him too. We didn't see too much of him when we were out there because sometimes, I guess when he was doing good, we were on the other side of the field. But I heard that he did some pretty special things. But like you touched on Vasher, and first of all, the dude's such a nice guy, man. I mean,
yeah,
he'll say what's up to you, give you a pound, and just talk to you. It's super cool. But of course, he's a kid, right? So he's just wide-eyed too. But he wants something. He wants the ball. And the guy was going up over his shoulder to try to get the ball. He didn't make it, but he almost did. And then he had that good catch. So he's got hands. He's just a little skinny. He needs to put a little bit more meat on himself. Maybe get in the way a little bit. But maybe not, because this it's all about speed nowadays, right? You're not going to get hit as a receiver anymore. There's no more defenseless receivers, so you don't have to have that.
Yeah, Sean, they were saying that Noah Brown's been kind of stepping up a little bit out there, a little bit better. He's been getting a little better. He looked pretty good out there too.
Man, I like Noah Brown. I even liked him last year too when he came in crucial roles, and got those first downs for us a couple times.
Yeah.
He was doing good out there. He was balling. I noticed that he wasn't as quick as some of the people out there though. His speed was lacking. He wasn't as fast as say like a Talbert or Vasher. Those guys are speedsters. And speaking of speedsters, it's Turpin, man.
Sure, yeah, that's what Ryan was saying, man.
Dude, if there was one guy that you just noticed right off the bat, Turpin, dude.
Oh, automatically.
Dude, he's that fast.
He's fast, quick. He runs a 4.3, but he said he was clocked one time at a 4.29.
Yeah,
and he's doing punch, he's doing kickoff return, and he's quick and he's fast. I think, and that's why they signed him to a 3-year deal, because I think they got a steal. They stole that. He's the MVP of the USFL, and I think Jared didn't want to let him go, so he got him. And I think he's going to be a weapon for us on special teams and on the kickoff and on the punt return especially. I think he's going to be very valuable for us. And this way they don't have to use CeeDee Lamb at all. It'll just be him, Turpin, the whole time.
Yep.
So
right, I was reading before I got on with you guys. They were saying something about there's a pretty good chance maybe that they're going to probably look at Cole Beasley coming back maybe in the fold maybe.
Well, see, I like Cole Beasley, but I don't agree with it because we lost Gallup, and he opens up the field. Then James Washington was supposed to do that, open up the field. We lost him. We need somebody who's going to open up the field. He's a slot guy. He's not going to open up the field. If you want somebody who's open up the field, if you want somebody who's going to open the field, you need to get Will Fuller or even a Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson open up the field.
I wouldn't mind D-Jax coming, dude. Not at all.
We already have.
We do well in our offense.
We already have
can't
slot
have
guys.
that guy on the team.
I know, right? You can't. We already have slot guys. It's just I don't see that.
I mean, yeah, you say that, but I mean, the good thing is, though, I mean, the good part about it would be, I mean, he knows Moore really well. He knows that offense. So, like, he comes in there and him and Dak have a relationship already. You know what I mean? They can get right back in.
I get that.
Things with that.
It doesn't help us open up the field, though, dude. It doesn't help. That's what we need.
He moves the
chains. Remember what Turpin
said
in an interview, dude. He said that he can catch balls and punts and kick returns. He does that in his sleep. That's automatic. He wants to be a receiver. Yeah. He wants to try to get on the receiving core. And talk about speedsters. Good Lord, you put that guy, you can outrun anyone. The only thing is, you don't have the height.
He's 5'9".
Yeah.
He's a slot guy. That's a slot guy.
He's not 5'9". He was the same tall. He's the same height as you, dude.
Well, they list him as 5'9".
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad about it, though, Ryan. Like, if they did sign him, I wouldn't say, "Oh, fuck, I'm mad." You know, they got Beasley back.
I wouldn't be mad, but it's not what we need right now. We need somebody to open up the field and stretch that field. So I'm looking at more of a Will Fuller or
I wouldn't mind Will Fuller at all either, man. But you know how Will Fuller is, though, bro. The last couple of years, he cannot stay healthy with hamstrings.
I don't, like I said, I don't mind a D-Jax. Get D-Jax. And we didn't mention Jalen Tolbert too much because he's a super nice guy too.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about
a lot of autographs, super cool. He'll talk to you, give you knuckles. He's a cool guy. But he's out there impressing people as well at the receiver spot. So he's going to start. He's going to start this, especially because James Washington's out. So it's going to be him and CeeDee Lamb out there.
He's a tall guy too, 6'3".
Yeah, he's a tall guy.
Yeah.
So
we got some tall damn receivers on this team, man.
Maybe taller. He might even be closer to 6'5".
Yeah. He's a big guy.
All the receivers like at least over 6'2", 6'3", man.
It's a big boy.
Yeah.
So speaking of big boys, Tyler Smith. Now I read the last couple of days he's been doing really, really well. When I was there, he was doing okay. But one thing I did notice when they were doing individual drills, if he locks on you, if he gets his hands on you, you're not going anywhere. He's like a wall, dude. You can't get by him if he gets his hands on you. That's how strong and good he is as far as that goes. Like Sean noticed he was a little slow off the line. Yeah. But like I said, if he gets his hands on you, then you're not going anywhere. But we'll see. The preseason comes. We'll see how.
How was Tyron looking out there coming off those injuries?
Like I said, he was Tyron's. It's just work for him. You know what I mean? Zach Martin, him, it's the same thing. They're just doing they're packing their lunch pail and they're just going to work like usual. You know. So you're not really looking at them because you know they're going to be there and they're going to do the job. So you're really concentrating.
You're going to have all the hardware on, dude, like the freaking weights on your elbows.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
He always has that on. But I think backup tight end is going to be Ferguson and Sprinkle. Schultz is doing his thing. Schultz gave me his glove. I have it on right now. If you guys, nobody else can see it. That's Dalton Schultz's glove.
That is.
He gave it to me. It's actually a 2X.
I was like, damn it.
2X. Look at that. So I got it from training camp. I got Dalton Schultz glove right here. Kind of stinks. It's all good because it's all sweaty and whatnot. I have to wash my hands after this. But Schultz, I don't know what to say about him. We'll see if we get him next year. They might franchise him again next year. But I'm sure we can go through that as the season goes by. But let's get to the signing of today, free agent Anthony Barr. I'll go to you first, Sean. What do you think Anthony Barr can do for our defense? Already good defense. What could he bring to the table and all that good stuff?
Man, what were we talking about? What was it? 3 months ago, we were talking about getting this fool, sign him. Yeah. Oh, man, he's going to bring so much to the defense. He's going to open it up. We're going to put Michael Parsons on the edge where I think he should be. I was telling you guys throughout the season last year, we need to put Mike on the edge more. We need to put Mike. I understand that he needs to be a leader and be a linebacker and stuff like that. But having him on the edge is just so powerful for our defense. I think he has 20 sacks this year on the edge.
Yeah, I said between 15 and 20, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the guy is fast. He's quick. He's strong. there's not going to be a lot of tackles that are going to be able to handle him at all. And we can put him on both sides if we wanted to. We could switch it up. So Anthony Barr, and Anthony Barr is no slouch, dude.
No, he's
This
not.
guy can hit. He can take your head off. He's fast. He's a veteran. He's going to fit perfect with Dan.
He's a
Quinn's
playmaker,
team.
man. I mean, even last year, dude, he only played 11 games, but dude, he had like 72 tackles and he had even 3 interceptions.
The key is the dude needs to stay healthy, man.
That's
you know
the
what I
thing.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think he throws his body around so much with, how do you not? But he gets these injuries.
He was the leader of that Minnesota defense, man. He was the captain.
Yeah, and that defense is a good defense.
They were.
So I think it's going to open up things big time. It's going to help Curse. It's going to help the whole defense as a whole. I mean, this guy's doing it. Now as an offensive coordinator, you have to plan for an Anthony Barr now.
Yeah,
where
definitely.
You didn't have to, right? So you got Leighton Van Der Esch, right? You got Micah Parsons and you got Anthony Barr. Well, where else do you want? I mean, that's
a solid linebacking crew.
So I think it's a wonderful sign, especially for how much we got him for.
They only $2 million for 1 year, and then he has
and you guys were saying he took less to come to the Cowboys.
Yeah. They said he had other offers that were bigger than ours, but he wanted to come to the Cowboys because I guess one of our defensive assistants was his coach in Minnesota, I guess, and that had a lot to do with it.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, I would have loved to see him out there, Dan. Too bad he wasn't signed earlier.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I told you guys this about a month or so ago. Remember, I said I talked to my source over at the Star. My source, and they said they were talking to Anthony Barr, and they were talking to Anthony Barr.
You're right. You're right, Ryu.
We were just impatient about it. Like, what the hell? Why they taking so long?
And
maybe they're looking at their linebacker core right now. They're saying, look, we don't have enough depth. We didn't think what we had. Thought we as good as we were at the linebacker spot, so we needed to get Anthony Barr, and they finally pulled the trigger.
He's a veteran. He just didn't want to do 2 weeks of freaking training camp.
Yeah, that might be too. They do that stuff. Yeah, they don't want to do training camp. So
probably why.
They probably had an agreement of like, yeah, I'm going to sign. I'm just going to wait. I don't want to do training camp. They're probably like, all right, we're cool with that. So yeah, Anthony Barr signed today, $2 million with incentives and whatnot. I think it's a good signing. I think he's going to bring a lot to the table. I think he's going to open up the field for Micah Parsons to go DN and get more sacks. Parsons is still going to play linebacker, of course, a little bit, but I think that using him at DN, and it's going to only benefit us, our defense in a whole. And then you have Dante Fowler out there. So I was saying the other day.
I forgot we had Dante too.
I was saying the other day, our D-line has a lot of depth. When I was watching practice, we have a lot of depth on that D-line. So I think we're solid there. DeMarcus Lawrence Tank is still defensive end. He's not the sack master that he once was, a few years ago. But I think that's where Micah Parsons comes in. But don't forget about Armstrong. Armstrong is he's nothing great, but he's nothing to ignore. He's decent. He's pretty good, man. He had a solid year last year.
Yeah,
and they like him a lot. That's why they didn't sign anybody high profile in free agency like Von Miller or anything like that, because they like Armstrong. And he's a nice guy too. He was signing autographs. He was cool. So hopefully he succeeds and all that good stuff.
The good thing about how deep we are in D-line is we're gonna have fresh legs out there a lot. On that tackle spot. So
well, Sean, didn't Quinn have a big rotation anyway this past year? This past year, he had a nice rotation, man. He always had him fresh.
You got Tristan Hill, you got Bohanna, you got Gallimore, you got Olga Wazili. I can't remember how to pronounce his name. You got John Ridgway. You got a lot of depth on that line, dude.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be good to sub people in so they don't get tired and lose that energy in the fourth quarter. So looking for big things out of our D-line, looking for big things out of our defense. And Sean and I'm sure you are too. We're very excited for the preseason to see these rookies and see what they can do. But like I said, look, Will Grier, let's watch Will Grier and then see what he can do. And then let's see what the kickers can do in the kicking competition. But I'm look forward to see Will Grier, Tyler Smith, Sam Williams. Those are the three guys, and Jalen Tolbert. I'm looking to see those guys in preseason and what they can do. And actually, Turbin too. I want to see him too in punt returns. So next week when we have preseason, it's gonna be.
We saw a couple end arounds to him too.
Yeah, he did some jet sweeps and he was
Yeah.
he was gone. Did he run that corner? He's quick, man.
Yeah.
Sean, are you shocked though in a way though, even though with the injury to Washington? I mean, I get that you guys have seen all these other young guys that look good in camp, but why isn't Jerry stressing like the thing with you guys got to sign a veteran? I mean, why are they not panicking and not wanting to sign?
I'm gonna cut you out because I only have a minute to go and I don't want to pay for the extra freaking Zoom. But Jerry Jones said that, but Stephen Jones today said that they absolutely are looking for receivers, and they have been. So that's what was said today.
But you have to send the right message to your rookies. So I think that's why Jerry Jones was saying that. You know, you have to send that message that they're still in play too.
All right. Dallas Cowboys Take, Lucha Libre Ori, Sean, myself, Ryu.
We're
We're back. We are back.
baby.
We'll be back again next week.